dive into the theme of the meeting of today, a leap of faith in entrepreneurship. Before we start, let's watch a 33 seconds video. May I request the Zoom master to please run the video?
Just a minute, Abdul. You can continue meanwhile.
This video is about swashbuckling entrepreneur Richard Branson hurtling into the space aboard his own winged rocket ship exactly last Sunday. It was just about a week back. This gentleman is a 71-year-old. He flew with his 5 crew members from Virgin Atlantic Space Tourism, which included an Indian origin Sirisha Bandla. They pierced into the edge of space at a speed of Mach 3, which is more or less equivalent to 3 times the speed of light, to experience the weightlessness.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship with lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Hey!
Come on out, mister.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what do you see from this video? Anybody?
Someone's dream came true.
Okay,
The enthusiasm carried by him.
all right, wonderful.
I think the things can be achieved in one lifespan. But
Great. This gentleman is 71-year-old. He started this journey almost 17 years back. Definitely he had setbacks, but still he didn't give up. He had faith in his project. He put together a fantastic team to achieve his journey. Now, this gentleman with his team landed back safely on a runway. Now, Sir Richard Branson plans to take customers on joyrides starting next year. Well, you could as well plan this ride if you could afford a cost of $250,000 per person. Well, let me take you back to a regular meeting of a regular Toastmasters meeting. For the benefit of guests, a regular Toastmasters meeting consists of 3 segments. The first segment is prepared speeches, where we have today 3 wonderful speakers enthralling us with their speeches. The second one is a very interesting impromptu table topic session, where guests and members will get an impromptu speaking opportunity. Finally, the third segment is the evaluation session, where a team of evaluators led by the general evaluator will evaluate all the speeches and the complete meeting as well. Beginning with the end in mind, evaluation is a very important aspect in all our lives, and critical feedback is so much valuable that it will help us progress in our lives ahead. Evaluation in Toastmasters is done to motivate, to improve the drawbacks, and to become better leaders and better communicators. To be able to do this, we have with us a passionate Toastmaster since 2019, a Toastmaster who has won everyone's heart in our last week's Table Topics Marathon. He is a member of Goa YMCA Toastmasters Club. He loves listening and singing songs. And currently, he is pursuing his master's in English language from Goa University. Please help me welcome the general evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Akshay, to introduce his movers and shakers for this meeting. Toastmaster Akshay, over to you.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I want to ask you one question. Suppose, imagine there's a function. You can say example of Indian Idol. Without judges, the show will go on. I want to ask you one question. I want your response, guys. No, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
in here, yeah, the show will never go on without judges, because judges are the pillars who will help us to correct the performer and to correct their mistakes. So same way here in Toastmasters, the meeting will incomplete without the tag team of this Hyderabad Entrepreneurs today's meeting. So I have with us three pillars in this Toastmasters, that is timer, grammarian, and the R counter. So to begin with, first I'll call timer, who was my co-partner at a Table Topics League last 2 weeks back. And he is a member from Hyderabad Entrepreneurs. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Milind Arora to explain his timer. Over to Toastmaster Milind.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Akshay. Hi, hello friends. This is Milind Arora once again, changing the role from SAA to timer role. And I will be timing each and every part of today's meeting, starting from presiding officer till the end of the meeting. And when called upon by General Evaluator, I will present my report. So as a timer, I will be showing the timer cards, green, yellow, red in my background. I hope you are able to see the change of the color of my background. All the speakers, whether table topics or prepared speeches, please keep note that I will be changing the timer cards in the background like this. If you don't see these timer cards, then you raise your query and Zoom Master will help you out. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, timer. Toastmaster Milind. Now I'd like to call upon who is going to correct us the crutch words and the filler words. He is a member of Hyderabad Entrepreneurs, and today he's serving as the R counter. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Vijayendra to explain his role. Over to Toastmaster Vijayendra.
Thanks, Akshay, Toastmaster Akshay. I am yours, our counter today, and basically, filler words are or you take long pauses or short pauses. I'm watching all those things so that I can tell a report at the end of the meeting, and which will help you to understand, which you unconsciously tells when you're speaking, so that you can correct through your regular practices. So at the end, we will present a report and I'll keep the counts of all these filler words and overused words, pauses. Thanks. Over to the Toastmaster Akshay.
I can walk English. I can talk English. Because English is very funny language. That's we are saying. But sometimes we are having many grammatical errors in English. That's why English is also called as trickiest language. In the Toastmasters, to improve all this, we have grammarian. In other words, language evaluator. So here, now I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Vaishnavi to explain her grammarian role. Over to you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Vaishnavi from Anurag Toastmasters, which is a college club based in Hyderabad. I am going to play the role of Wordmaster Grammarian for today's meeting. Can I quickly share my screen? If that's not a problem, I need access. Meanwhile, my job in today's meeting is to keep a close check on the good and not so good usage of English. It's not that we are not good in English, but unintentionally, when you speak in a flow, you sometimes tend to make a few grammatical errors. So I will be noting down and I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Coming to the grammarian's report. This was the grammarian's report. Now let me quickly talk about the report of Wordmaster. Being the Wordmaster, it is also my job to introduce you all to the word of the day. As you can see on my screen, word of the day is heuristic. It is pronounced as heuristic. The meaning of this word is enable someone to discover or learn something for themselves. For example, it is used and aspiring entrepreneurs, we should try to come up and speak about heuristic topics or subjects. I hope the word of the day is clear enough. Moving ahead to the idiom of the day. Idiom of the day is chance one's arm. Meaning of this idiom is to take a risk in order to get something you want. In a sentence, it is used as, at times, I feel confused whether to chance my arms by resigning my current job to become an entrepreneur. I will be pinning this word of the day and idiom of the day in the chat box, just in case if any speaker or role player wants to incorporate it. I will encourage each one of you to show thumbs up or use the thumbs up emoticon, which is here like this, whenever someone uses the word of the day or idiom of the day. I will make a list of everyone who used these and I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you so much and over to you, Toastmaster Akshay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, for that introduction. And thanks to each and every one of you, our tag team members. I hope you will going to do the fabulous meeting today. So this is your general evaluator. I'll be back with my report at the end of the meeting. Now I hand over this control to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mohammed Abdul Rahman, to proceed further. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohammed Abdul Rahman.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshay, for the wonderful introduction of your team. Let us now continue with the theme of the meeting. I was working with an American company called Xerox International, managing their national procurement and logistics operation in Saudi Arabia. I really liked my job, and in fact, I enjoyed it. But after about 10 long years, something started to trouble me, and I started to feel uncomfortable with my job. Whenever these voices come up in my mind, I think of giving up everything and going back to my home country. But looking at the package I have, looking at the perks I have, I used to give up that thought. I didn't want to come out of my comfort zone, and I kept on continuing in my present position. A couple of times I tried to quit, but my company somehow convinced me to stay back, offering me some goodies. The voices inside me got so loud that I couldn't resist anymore. Finally, I resigned my job and returned back to my home country in 2021. Back in Hyderabad, I have incorporated my startup logistics company. I have made my decision to take the leap into the entrepreneurship journey with a strong faith that I will succeed very soon. I really look forward to take advices from each and everyone in this entrepreneurship club to make my journey a success. We are now going to start the first segment of the education session called the prepared speeches. The first speaker of today is Toastmaster Divya, who is a former banker with Bank of America, a strong believer that never giving up on anything. And now she's a happy homemaker after her recent marriage. Before I invite Toastmaster Divya to deliver her project, I would like to invite her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Anto, to read out the speech objectives of Toastmaster Divya. Toastmaster Anto.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul. Our speaker today, Toastmaster Divya, is attempting Project 1 from level 2 of her path that she selected called Visionary Communication. The objectives of this project are: 1, identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The second thing is the speaker must share some aspect of her primary style or talk about leadership styles in general. Timers, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing the speaker all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster Abdul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anto. Toastmaster Divya, are you able to see the timer screen?
Yes.
Zoom Master, could you please spotlight Toastmaster Divya?
Yes, she's spotlighted, Abdul.
Great, thank you. Toastmaster Divya, my leadership style. My leadership style, Toastmaster Divya.
I hope I'm visible and audible.
Yes.
Timer start. Leadership is not about title, positions, or flow charts. It's all about one life influencing the other, said by John Maxwell. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and my dear guest. Can someone unmute themselves and answer me who is the leader?
Who serves,
Anybody?
who show the path, and who shows how to do, and then encourage his subordinates or her subordinates to get some people get inspired from him or her.
Okay. And what are the qualities of leaders?
I would say a servant leadership style.
Do you guys believe by default everyone are leaders?
In a way, yes.
Thank you for the wonderful response. From my childhood days, I used to believe that leadership is all about controlling the people. For example, when I become a class leader, I got some privileges such as controlling the class in absence of my teacher. Of course, I used those privileges for my selfish motives. And now, when I reflect back, I was exhibiting autograph leadership. However, my thought process have changed when I started or entered into my professional life. That when I joined in my first company, Genpact, where I've seen and read about wonderful leaders and learned what are the leadership is all about. When I started my career, my boss Ashish used to encourage freshers a lot. Whenever we do errors, he used to motivate us, saying that learn out of our mistakes and also encourage us to think out of the box. We are from vendor management. I worked for supplier admin team. Mostly, we used to set up the suppliers and banking details. For European countries, payment method used to done by two ways. One is wireless, the other one is electronic. We just need to set up the banking details such as IFSC code and payment method. And mostly we focus on the setting up the suppliers in our system. Rest of the payment transaction was taken care by our next department, CD team, that is cash displacement team. However, we used to deal with the banking details, so our inbox was piled up with so many cash transaction queries. Even we used to fed up with those queries transferring to our CD department. Sometimes CD department was so busy in the payment processing, they even forgot to reply to our clients. Once we got an escalation from the client, targeting only my team. Then I took a leadership. I got trained by the CD department. I started resolving the queries. Initially, it was a little bit difficult for me to manage my process, to learn the other process, as well as I started giving the training for my team. My team consisting of 3, including me. So even after resolving the queries, still we used to have so many escalation since it's new for us, but we never gave up. Gradually, we started getting the appreciation from our higher management and as well as the client. Later, we moved to the other process, pilot process, which is the UK based. And tax aviation is new for us. And we don't have a standard procedures since it's a pilot batch. So everyone in our team used to follow their own procedures and methods. And again, it leads to so many escalation. And I came up with one solution. The person who has successfully satisfied the customer, the person should note down the steps which he has followed and should transfer to our team. So within a short span, we got standard procedures. So by this incident, I can say I have discovered, or I can say that I found my innovative leadership. Before that, I don't know what is the leadership is all about. So my dear friends, if you want to become a leader, or if you want to know the leadership style, it's come when you are ready to take the challenges. It's irrespective of failure or success. It's not an overnight process. It will take some time. Nobody has born with the qualities. Everyone should learn through their experience. By this, I would like to end up my speech by saying one of my favorite quotes, which was said about leadership by our former president, Abdul Kalam, that a leader should have the vision and passion, but not afraid of failures. He should know how to defeat it. Mostly, he should know how to work integrity. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Abdul, you're on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divya, for the inspiring speech. I'm really impressed with your innovative leadership journey. Zoom Master, can you please share the feedback link for the audience to share their reactions to Toastmasters Divya's speech?
Everyone can send the feedback over chat in a private chat.
Okay, private chat. Okay, thank you. Now, the second speaker of today is a medical coding analyst, a numismatist, and a Toastmaster for the past 1 year. Before I invite Toastmaster Sudhir to deliver his project, I would like to invite his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Pratima, to read out the speech objectives of Toastmaster Sudhir. Toastmaster Pratima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul. A very good evening to everybody. Toastmaster Sudhir today is attempting his first project, L1P1, that is an icebreaker. And the purpose of this of the purpose of this project for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the best, Toastmaster Sudhir. Over to you, Toastmaster Abdul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratima. Toastmaster Sudhir, are you able to see the timer screen? Okay. You're already spotlighted. Toastmaster Sudhir, my story.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Rahman. Milind, please note the timing is 4 to 6 minutes per icebreaker.
Okay. Timer, please note the timing, 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Sudhir, my story. My story, Toastmaster Sudhir.
Sudhir, you're unmute. Can you?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
How many of you choose your career what you passionate? I heard people got succeeded where they are passionate. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Virasudhir Kasim Setti, signing on to Hyderabad Entrepreneurs Club. I am postgraduate in the field of nursing, work with Coro Health. I am medical coding analyst by profession and numismatist by passion. I guess you got a clue how I came to this club. Let me take brief into the history. One of the founder of Vijayanagara dynasty, King Bukkaraya, constructed a huge water tank, Anantasagaram, in the southern part of Rayalaseema to fulfill the agricultural and drinking needs in the name of his beloved wife, Queen Ananta. Habituation developed outside the two spillways of the tank. Later, it got named as Anantasagaram and Bukkasagaram, followed by Anantapuram and Bukkaraya. This is a place where I born. Can you imagine living with 15 members in a small 3-roomed house? We lived in the same way. I born in a combined family, which is the second largest family in entire Mandal, but not financially. My father is the only breadwinner for various reasons, but he never gave up. We used to walk 5 kilometers to reach school and 3 kilometers to get a drinking water. I saw almost all kinds of difficulties when I am here. My studies went to Telugu medium till graduate with public insurance. I faced many horrible situations in my graduation due to English medium. I supposed to ran out of classes when question directly shooted on me. At the end of the class, when teacher asked any doubts, I used to ask, please explain me in Telugu. Somehow, I gradually improved myself and completed graduation and post-graduation. Still, a lot of fear is there inside me. There is a quote: if you want to know about someone, travel with them. If you want to learn something, travel for a while. I decided to travel with the Toastmaster to enhance myself and to become better version. But it take 1 year to deliver my first ever speech icebreaker due to the same fear. Somehow here I am presenting myself in front of you and showcasing what I am. Like everyone, I thought make a choices to get succeed, but I failed every time except my life problem. Long ago, I made a choices in mathematics, but marks makes me too allowed to take biology. Later, numismatics to learning, nursing, and cinematography to coding. List continues. I just came to conclude I am not making choices. Choices making me. Before entering to my professional career, I shooted 3 questions to myself: where I can fit and where I can succeed, where I can fulfill my financial needs. Choice 1 I worked in almost all the possible fields, that is clinical investigation, clinical research, teaching, medical coding, nursing, so on. None of them answered my questions. Losing and failure became part of my life. Every time I used to think where my career lies and where I supposed to be and what I supposed to pick up. One day I got answer from my dad. Winning or losing, it doesn't matter. It always be done. You fail to make your own choices. That's fine. Never give up. Keep 3 things in your mind. Wherever you are, be honest, work hard, learn from failures. One day you will get succeed and money follows. Here I am presenting myself working on. Thanks to my mentor and brother, distinguished Toastmaster Raghadraju, who is supporting me in this journey. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Over to TMoD.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Abdul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhir, for the excellent icebreaker. It appeared as if you are delivering an advanced level speech. We really got to know you better. Thank you. I request all members and guests to share their feedback for Toastmaster Sudhir on his personal chat box. Moving on to the third speaker of today, he's an extremely passionate, dedicated, and well-known Toastmaster, a banker by profession, a numismatist, and the founder of our club, and currently VP Education of this wonderful club. Before I invite distinguished Toastmaster Raghu to deliver his project, I would like to invite his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sarika, to read out the project objectives of DTM Raghu.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible and visible? Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, dear friends, and my target speaker for today, DTM Raghu. Today, what the panel speech which Raghu will be delivering, the purpose of this project is for him to develop a clear understanding of the ethical framework and create an opportunity for others to hear about and discuss ethics in the members organization and community. All the best, DTM Raghu. Over to the TMoD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarika. DTM Raghu, are you able to see the timer screen? Toastmaster Sarika, have you mentioned the timing for DTM Raghu?
Yeah, I will mention it. It is 20 to 40 minutes usually, but for keeping the meeting schedule, we are restricting it to 30 minutes. So timer, please note, 20 minutes is green, 25 is yellow, and 30 is red. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Ethical leadership, DTM Raghu.
Thank you very much. Timer, you can start now. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another panel discussion in the club on ethical hacking. Ethical leadership. Leadership, as we have already heard about Toastmaster USP, is someone who is able to innovate, who is able to make more leaders. But what is ethical leadership? Leaders need to have ethics? Do organizations have to have ethics? And how does that going to make a difference? We have wonderful panels here today. Let me invite the panel members today. Let me invite Katie Pillai DTM. He is from Malaysia, YMCA IPO Toastmasters Club from Division H, District 51. He joined Toastmasters in 2015 and he has served as Area Director H1 and currently as an advisor for 3 clubs. He has been a triple champion for international speech evaluation and table topic contest for 2 years continuously, division level and runner-up in district level. Let's invite Katie Pillai. And then next, Toastmaster Kumar. He is from District 41, Nepal. He's serving as a principal in a Brahaspati Vidyaran and Nepal. And he has been with Toastmaster almost for 11 years. He is serving right now as Area Director, Area 1, and IP President, immediate past President for both the Toastmaster clubs. He has come earlier in our meeting when we had a joint meeting with 5 different countries. He is a certified parenting trainer and an emerging education leadership coach. I invite you to the stage, Toastmaster Kumar. Next is Toastmaster Colonel Uday. He has served in Indian Army for 26 years. And after he has turned into an entrepreneur in 2019, serving in a corporate for certain amount of time. Today, he has founded Unique Touch with specialty in soft skills and trainer and career counseling. He is also a Toastmaster and he is president of Toastmaster for Pune Entrepreneurs 2.0. I'm inviting Ashutosh. He is from District 101 and he's from California. He's serving right now as a software engineer at NVIDIA, and also he has been an area director in the last year, and now he's a division director for Division G in District 101. In his spare time, he trains and also participates in triathlons, which means competing in a race which includes 3 different contests. Let's hear more in the later part. Dr. Satish is a very senior cardiologist joining us from Newark today. He has done MD in medicine and also master in business administration and has 20 plus years as experience as a cardiologist and also clinical programming. I invite you all to the stage. Can we all have a big round of applause for the panel today? Thank you. Today we'll start with few questions on our leadership. So I invite DTM Pillai with first question. What does leading with ethics mean to you, DTM Pillai?
Could you please repeat that, DTM Raghu?
What does leading with ethics mean to you?
Okay, leading ethics. This is a very important word. Ethics basically to me is embedded in you. And to be a good leader, you have to have good ethics, because we're talking about a long term. And a leader who wants to be successful will have to use this leadership by example. That means whatever action that you have taken will be done using your empathy skills, using integrity, which is also part of Toastmasters, the core values. We also speak about service, we speak about respect, we speak about giving justice. It is important that this word ethics is to be embedded in every leader there is at a young age, where this person will know that for him or her to succeed in life, she or he has to have a foundation on how we're going to begin. And to be a good ethic leadership, you also need to have good communication. If you're a stutterer, if you're a confused person, if you're a person who go against your word, believe me, they said the karma will come to bite you at the back. This is what I think is defined as ethic leadership. I will leave, of course, the other respected panel of mine to share their views on this. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Pillai. Now, Kalnan Uday, you have served 3 different areas in your life: army, and then corporate organization. Then now, as an entrepreneur, I would say 4 actually. 4th is in Toastmasters. I have a question for you. While upholding ethics, how do you handle gray areas, and what do you think are non-negotiable areas? When I say gray areas, there are sometimes people compromise with the ethics. So what do you think about those areas?
Thank you, DTM Raghu, for that wonderful question and inviting me to this panel. It's been an honor to attend the Toastmasters meeting at the Hyderabad Club. First and foremost, as a leader, you have to walk the talk. Second, the leader has to take a responsibility. Third, ethics cannot be compromised. Fourth, wrong is wrong. 2 rights or 2 wrongs do not make it right. Come what may, whether you're in business or in your organization or an entrepreneur, your ethics carry you through. I have seen in the corporate world, not that much in the army, some rules are being bent for the service of, for the betterment of the organization which is there. But then again, I have said 2 and 2 makes 4 and 2 and 2 does not make 5. Whichever way you're functioning, there cannot be compromise on ethics. When you say he's loyal or he's got an integrity, there is no question of being little loyal or having a little integrity or little integrity in doubt. It has to be 100%. Either you're loyal or not loyal. Either you have an integrity or you do not have an integrity. This compromising version is not acceptable anywhere, whether it's in a playing field, it's sports or organization or a business. Now my take, which you had said, since I have served in 2 different organizations, I'm an entrepreneur myself. In army, there were no question of compromising on the ethics, either yes or no. But in the corporate sector, I would not like to name the organizations, and having seen other this thing, there is a compromisation of ethics for business. When I asked somebody, he said, no, we have to do it sometimes. But to my mind, it is not correct. It is for an organization to take a call. When it comes to an entrepreneur, which I am doing, I strictly stand by my ethics. I'll give you a very small example. I'm a career counselor. So when I'm counseling students, sometimes parents before counseling, they tell me, sir, you do one thing, you please plant this idea into my son's or daughter's head that she should do this. And we are trying to tell her, she's not, or he or she is not listening. Then I tell them, madam or sir, if you're so convinced, you want to plant an idea, you please do it yourself. This is not my baby. I will do as per the counseling report or psychometric test which is generated. He said, no, we are paying you. I said that paying does not matter. My ethics don't permit me. If you want, you can, he said, no, we can go to other career colleges. Please go all means. Second, there are certain training institutes, which have contacted me and they have told me, you please refer, because you have got a large base of students, please refer to our institutes. We can have something sharing. I said, I don't indulge in that. My aim is not to refer any student to any institutes. If the parents ask me, I said, you please see it for yourself, because there's a catch. For example, a student does not do well in that institute. I will tell you examples of IELTS and TOEFL. They go to an institute. He said, your recommended institute, my son or daughter has failed. But when I asked them, how many hours are they studying? Are they conversation in English? So that the reason is no.
Thank you.
To summarize, I would say I strongly by the ethics. I leave it to the judgment of the individuals how to do it, but come what may, at least I will not compromise with the ethics. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Kollan Uday. Walk the talk and wrong is wrong. I'll take it from you. And integrity, empathy means a lot from DTM Pillai. Now I'll pose a question to Toastmaster Kumar, who is from a respected organization, which is education side industry. How do you think the ethical culture power-ups the organization?
Corrupts.
Power up.
Cover up. Thank you.
No, it's power up actually. Power
Thank
up.
you, Master.
Yeah.
I think I have a certain issue with getting certain accents here because I belong to Nepal.
No problem. I'll type in the chat. You can take it from there.
Great. First of all, because I'm an educator and a parent, I'd like to touch base with what Toastmaster and Colonel Uday was also sharing as to how he tries to be an ethical leader. And I think I'm also on that path, but being able to communicate, because we are in a leadership position, and being able to polish our words in a manner that people listen to us. Sometimes I put myself into doubt as to, am I really an ethical leader? Toastmaster Raghu, only this morning I was talking to students as in delivering a class in my school. And I, by mistake, I believe said, those of you who didn't speak earlier, I would like you to speak now. In an attempt to be a justified leader who gives opportunity to all my students, when I categorized those non-speaking students and when I put them on pressure, with my intention for them to speak up, was I really an ethical leader? Or was I tagging them and was I categorizing them and was I actually not giving them enough respect for the fact that they chose not to speak? So there are these little things that happen in our life every day in and day out. And sometimes I really question myself, am I really living the path to becoming an ethical leader? Now, your question, Toastmaster Raghu, as to, I'm looking at the chat as well, which says, how does having an ethical culture power up organizations? You like it or not, if I'm a part of a community and if I'm leading an organization, there is this constant evaluation going on. I am evaluating you, you are evaluating me, you like it or not. Provided, like a previous speaker was saying, I walk the talk. Provided I live by these two principles, justice and humanity. Justice as in, I appear to be, try to be as fair as possible with my people, justice. Humanity as in, I care for other people. So provided I'm able to show this through my rather deeds than words, this definitely helps that organization to grow, because like I said, this constant evaluation is going on all the time, and I create my brand. It is my brand. It is my organization's brand. People are perceiving me as whether I am a trustworthy, reliable organization that I lead, or I just walk something but talk something else. So there is no doubt that ethical leadership does help that organization to grow. Back to you, DTM Raghu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kumar. The question is for Ashutosh. Toastmaster Ashutosh, you've been leading both in a corporate sector, in your NVIDIA organization, and also in Toastmasters. How do you think leading with highest ethics as an organization does make a difference in both the organization and also outside?
Thank you for the question, DTM Raghu. So leading with ethics, does it make a difference either in corporate or in the voluntary sector? I think it does. Especially in the voluntary sector, people are there to volunteer their time, like no one's getting paid, and they would want to resonate with what resonates with their principles. And those principles are core to ethical leadership. In the other example, in the corporate sector, there are like times when, as Colonel Uday said, that there are opportunities for people to compromise and to deliver certain goals. And in that aspect, everyone is still like evaluating what is the company going to do. It's not just the external like world who's looking at the company, but also the internal people. There was this recent example in Google where they were looking at using artificial intelligence for the military purposes, and the engineers all revolted internally. So at the end of the day, like it was against their ethics, against their principles. And I believe that there is this opportunity, or there is this venue where ethics and leadership combine. And I think it matters over there, whether it is corporate or a voluntary sector.
Thank you very much, Ashutosh. Now the question is for Satish. Satish, you're from medical background and highly respected. At the same time, it is the one highly pointed out. Every time it becomes a controversial sector, at least in India. I have a question for you. How does leading with ethics transform people in the organization? Does ethics really stand in medical backgrounds? And then how do you handle that criticism happening? I'm not sure how it happens in US, but at least to a percentage, it happens everywhere in the world.
No, absolutely. Thanks for posing that question to me. So I was listening with interest the slightly differing descriptions of the various ethical dilemmas and issues that we all come across in the business field, education field, healthcare. On one side, I see the theme of Colonel Jagavkar describing what to many with good integrity would come off as being truly right or wrong, is doing wrong things that that are innately one can identify that, well, this seems like a wrong thing to do. And in that bucket lies bigger things that we've all seen in last 20, 30 years. Things of WorldCom, Enron, Satyam, people that cooked books, did bad things, and that's obviously falls into the big bucket of poor ethical leadership. And then on the other front is the little bit more subtle and nuanced ethics in leadership is what Mr. Thapa described is you as a leader being very sensitive and empathetic to the people that you serve, and promoting them, encouraging them, leading them truly in ensuring that that you fulfill their needs, and catering to the different stakeholders that you serve. And then you come to the healthcare field, and you see examples of that every day where people fail on both those aspects. Let me talk a bit about the healthcare system in India compared to other countries. Even in the US, you might think that ethics is not such of a big issue in the healthcare space in the US. Even here, there are many problems that arise that relate to ethics and leadership. For example, the issues with the fact that how the healthcare system is structured here is that it's fee for service largely, where doctors and others get paid for doing as much as you can, and naturally that sort of perverse incentives plays itself, where rather than you focus on the health of a patient, there are some that would focus on increasing their revenues by doing things that may not be necessary. And you bring that same you refer to the fact that that these things are highlighted fairly commonly in India. And I think it's extremely important that leaders that lead these large organizations, whether it's corporate or government, cultivate a culture of ensuring that they translate the image to everybody under their organization. The true reason why they are there is to serve the people, their customers, and cater to what they truly need, is not promote bad practices such as performing surgeries that you don't need, keeping people in the hospital longer than they have to, and doing things that cater to perverse incentives. And that really has to come top down, and that I think is lacking in many of the big corporate hospital structures in India, which needs work as we go along.
Thank you, Satish. To summarize, the first discussion that we had is to not always backward, call spade a spade, and there is no halfway between the ethics in any organization, and we should never compromise irrespective of situation. And as Kumar, Ashutosh, and Satish has told, we are always evaluated internally or externally, and we should be aware of that. And this ethics and this integrity is what builds our goodwill. So now a fast round, something I expect you to finish in within 1 minute. Now, Katie Pillai, you said the leaders should be empathetic. Now I have a question for you. How does a leader decide what is best for greater good? Is it okay if he is taking a decision that might hurt some part of members in a voluntary organization or in any organization?
If I get it right, is if you are a person with ethical leadership, how will you take that you need to stack a member, or can I just get the question again?
How do you decide on you take a decision, something where you see that it will hurt a part of your organization, or whether it's voluntary like Toastmasters, or whether it's a normal any industry that we are working?
That's a great question. Definitely in this world, everyone has got different IQ and EQ, and definitely we cannot be pleasing everyone. But we always believe that if you're a person of integrity and you have this very good, nice working way of having a particular section where you are the leader, I believe you need to have zero tolerance. That means maybe if they make a mistake, it is minor, we will take them to a room, give them the respect, and try to advise and see whether you can counsel them. But sometimes old habit dies hard. And this is where the other employees are watching you. They need to see whether you are a brave leader or just somebody that does not walk the talk. So for me, I lead a company of events management, where it's very important that the staff come in early to ensure that the event is ready on time. And to me, time management is very important. I've come to a point that even though I'm compassionate, sometimes I'm soft, but when it comes time for me to take action, action must be taken. That's why I believe leaders can do well if they believe in doing the right thing, zero tolerance for violations, and if you are aware of the true values, only Almighty God will be with you. So I believe I will do that, DTM Raghu. The time comes, I will do it with or without fear or favor, and I'll walk the talk. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Idem Pillai. So as I said, we cannot please everyone, and everybody has their own EQ and IQ. Now, Colonel Uday, I have a question for you. Does cultural and moral differences, does it affect the intersection of leadership and ethics?
I could not get the first two words.
Cultural and moral differences from place to place, for example, let us say, does it affect leadership and ethics?
No. You said cultural differences and?
Moral differences.
No, cultural differences and moral differences will not, should not affect the ethics which is there. I can tell you with certainty, being served in the army, I have served with a number of troops. It was Gurkhas, it was Sikh, it was South Indian troops, it was Nepalis. They all had a different culture to it. But when it comes to ethics, I mean, it was all the same. Similarly, in the corporate sector, we had a mix of people which are there. I would say, the people who take a plea for having these differences are to be watched for. You cannot have, that's what I said. You have to call a spade a spade. If you don't call a spade, that means you are apple polishing somebody for your benefit or for somebody's benefit. That is what my take. Back to you, TMoD.
Thank you very much. Now the question is for Toastmaster Kumar. Does the morality of a leader matter in their public and private life? Is it possible to separate their private and public life as a leader?
Thank you again, Toastmaster Raghu. Leadership position holder does have his or her private life as well. And generally, when I look at people like celebrities, I also watch a lot of Bollywood movies, and people like Shah Rukh Khan or so many others not having that private life properly there. But I believe in a position like mine, where I am into educational leadership, I definitely would love to have a very good private time on my own. Now, does it matter is the question. So as we were discussing earlier as well, if I am an ethical leader, I like it or not, again, I am a role model to so many people. Definitely there are more people that know me than I know, because I have that leadership position somehow. So if I am not able to be a role model in my professional life here and my private life there as well, things might not go in the right direction. For example, what if I'm an educator, but I do not apply justice and humanity to my daughters at home? I have 2 daughters at home. Will they not feel bad about it, and what they say about me anywhere else in the market will it not affect my ethical stance there? So I believe if I'm ethical here, I'm ethical everywhere else as well, despite the fact that there are some positions where it is so very difficult to manage that differences there. Back to you, Toastmaster Raghu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kumar. Coming to Ashutosh, the question is for you. This is more on Toastmasters organization. How do you think a good leader will navigate moral disagreements, tensions, and conflicts in the ethical framework?
So more on the Toastmasters front, I believe that everyone comes to this organization with a certain set of principles that is core to them. And there are going to be opportunity, like there will be events, or there may be like certain circumstances in which there may be clashes due to these moral differences. At that point of time, you have to look at what are you aiming to achieve, and is it to serve someone, like to serve the members? And in that case, you have to look at, oh, sorry if you're hearing a lot of noise in the
It's
background.
okay, no problem.
Yeah. So yeah, like in that case, you have to look at what is right for the members and then choose that as your guiding principle, and then try to align your moral differences and talk about it, because there's no way to railroad someone into like obeying you, or like bending them to your point of view, if you do not convey like why it is that you want to go in this direction, or why is it that your approach would help serve the community better. So that is how I think you would want to resolve moral differences in an organization like Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Ashutosh. Satish, this is for you. I've overheard communication with Anto one Friday in your group discussion. So this is more in line with that. How can we more effectively elect, recruit, or select and recognize and retain ethical leaders in our organization or any organization?
So we have talked about this before, and I'm a true believer that culture is something that you have to permeate into the ecosystem of an organization right from the beginnings of companies' growth. And by that, I mean that culture must speak of itself in the artifacts that you exhibit in your office, to the stories that circulate around the office about how certain actions were taken in certain circumstances, that speak of how ethics and morality were involved in that decision making, to the top-down approach where every ring of the organizational structure, all actions are truly aligned with truly aligned to the ethics and morality, and aligning yourself to the betterment of all the stakeholders involved, that's suppliers, patients, customers, leaders. And when you do that, I think it creates this very strong force that makes you very effective, where people are able to come contribute effectively and do a much better job than in a misaligned organization, where everybody is comfortable in their own skin. They come to work knowing exactly where their North Star is, and they all work together towards that North Star.
Thank you very much, Satish, for beautifully answering this question. So as per what we have to summarize here is, it doesn't matter whether we are exposing our personal life or professional life, we always get evaluated. So we have to show that ethics both in personal and professional life as a role model. And then as per DTM Pillai, we cannot please everyone. So we should differentiate between that everyone has their own EQ and IQ, and we should stand on our ethics. And as correctly said by Colin Uday, spade is a spade, irrespective of situation or moral differences. While working with any organization, we should do that. And as Ashutosh told, we should sit on a table and discuss the differences, whatever we have, and then resolve it properly. And Satish has rightly told that we must keep everything as a culture that should be built up from first day itself, build that ecosystem so that everyone can live up that. And everything, including our customers, vendors, everyone will feel free in that. With that, I will open questions for anybody from audience who have any questions for these 5 leaders. Anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Abdul, please go ahead.
I have a question for Colonel. Today, across the world, we see questions being raised on a daily basis about the ethical leadership in corporate sector, between the government and the corporate sector, between the tie-ups between the governments and the corporate sector. What's your take on this?
Yeah, if I could understand, thank you for the question. If I could understand you correctly, you are talking about the leadership between the corporate sector and the defense. Am I right?
No, not the defense. I'm talking about the government. Government favoring a certain corporate and it's things like that. The giants. The corporations.
Okay.
Government making their policies favoring certain corporates.
Yeah, it is sad, but it is true. Over the years, you could have seen the number of political parties in the center or in the state government. Whether you like it or not, whether it is declared openly or not, there is always a nexus between the industrialists and some organizations which are there. Because for a government to survive, they do require the support of the industrialist. And well, as we say, there are no free lunches in the corporate sector. Similarly, on a larger front, there is nothing free. So if they are doing something, they'll get a pound of flesh, which is there, which I think, to my mind, it is not ethical. It goes on, you can see in your state, in your center, it is there. And sometimes it is blatantly used. But we as citizens and we as voters have very little to do after we have exercised our rights. We only wait for a next term or a next term to come and try to, put it in order. But 99% of it does not work. So that's my take, Toastmaster Abdul, on this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul, for the question. Anybody else? One last question we can take before we wrap up. Anto, please go ahead.
So I'm just going to pose this question openly to all the panelists. Hopefully one of you could probably answer this. So what we see in terms of ethics is that, let's say there are companies that are, let's say, a couple of years into their life, right? So we're not talking about companies that are very young or startups, but companies that have followed a certain way of doing business. They have probably not been extremely ethical, but there is, let's say, incentives externally and internally to evolve. That does not happen easily. So what if let's say a new leadership comes, what would probably be the incentives for all the stakeholders to make that change? What can be clearly addressed to probably move in that direction? Because it's not easy. Like Satish said, culture is a huge part of the entire organization. It's easier to make changes when it's early on, but let's say a organization is set in its ways. How do you change that? How do you drive that change?
I can offer a couple suggestions, and I'll allow others to chime in. I think that can be a very tricky situation. I've worked for one such organization in my career, and right off the bat, it really matters who the leader is that's been tasked to bring about this change, and that leader must have pre-existing reputation as an ethical leader, and one that's respected in the field, and one that has been able to walk the talk before, as others have said here. Is that if your board doesn't make the decision to hire somebody like that to bring about change management, that it's going to be extremely challenging to even start the board. The second is creating a set of incentives that, because I truly believe that not everybody is a bad person. There might be a bad apple here and there, but most are misguided, I think. They've been misguided through years of not being shown the right direction. They've been misguided through years of showing wrong incentives and being rewarded for wrong things and not rewarded, and seeing other people not rewarded for doing the right thing. So you have to set the record straight and start fresh. and make it very clear that business as usual isn't going to work, and that you're going to bring about change, and you may have to fire people that are truly will ever. There will be some people that will never align themselves to this agenda, so they have to leave. And the others that that decide to stick back will need to clearly hear from the leader that there is a mandate here that to bring change, and these are the incentives for these behaviors. These are the disincentives for these behaviors, and these are the actions that the leader will take to correct the correct the path.
Kumar, you had to say something.
Thank you. I will go very brief. I believe I definitely agree with Toastmaster Satish, but does everybody in the team feel that need for change? I think everybody's coming on one board to understand, feel deeply, and be ready for the need for change is where the start point is, I believe. Otherwise, many a situation we just jump into beginning the change and we start looking at correcting things here and there, but then are we all together on identifying the need for change? That's where I would like to start, and things would fall in place, I believe. I'm done speaking for now. There is very limited time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kumar.
Thank you, Kumar,
Pillai.
Satish.
So do we have Katie Pillai or Uday, you want to have something for this?
Yes, I definitely agree with the panel. They have spoken what they have in mind. I believe we are all in the same direction in life. That is basically ethical leadership will come from that particular person. And if you have a leader that you find that you cannot get along with, you may as well just move on in life and find a new place which you think will be able to be suitable to your needs and requirement. Again, that's why there's so many companies, some doing well, some not doing well. In Malaysia, I go through this, sometimes because of race, sometimes because of the particular way you speak and so forth. So I believe this is, of course, a very challenging question. Different companies having different requirements, but end of the day, follow your passion, do what you think is correct, and the guiding light, hopefully, of Toastmasters will be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, TM Pillai. To summarize all the discussion that we have, in life, ethics cannot be compromised. Always call spade a spade. When you follow this ethical leadership in organization, you will always carry that goodwill as an individual or as an organization. And this is top to bottom or bottom to top. Every way is there. The organization has to create this culture, create this ecosystem just when they are chattered. It's from there itself. And that will have a great organization as an education institution or as a medical or hospital side, or whether it is a Toastmasters club itself. Thank you very much, all the leaders who have joined today. Thank you for all the time, and audience who have posed the questions and be able to clarify. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Raghu, for the great panel discussion on the extremely important subject of ethical leadership, and also for bringing in eminent leaders from across the globe. It is indeed an unparalleled learning experience for me personally, listening to so many experts. May I request the timer to let us know if all the speakers have qualified?
Yeah. All are qualified. I would say Raghu a little bit overspilled. I mean, it took 40 minutes, 40 seconds.
I think that should be an exception, I believe.
No, we just talked about ethical leadership.
Okay. Okay.
I still remember Kumar as a general evaluator in one of the joint meetings where he didn't accept 1 second for voting. And then I think that is what the integrity is. You can't compromise. So we have Toastmaster Sudhir, who has given icebreaker, and Toastmaster Divya, who has given her speech on leadership style. We'll wait for more 30 seconds more and then continue.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry, Toastmaster, just give me a few seconds. When everybody is talking, just taking time to vote, I would request everyone to know that we are running behind the schedule for 15 minutes. So I want to request everyone to second me for moving the meeting for 15 minutes ahead. So we will be closing the meeting at 9:15 officially. Anyone to second me? Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, we may continue. Over to you, Toastmaster.
I hope the voting is done now.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me take you back to the theme of the meeting. When I decided to take the leap into entrepreneurship, I started researching what is needed to become a successful entrepreneur. I particularly like the idea of 5 C's of entrepreneurship by Shinedu Eshiro. Shinedu Eshiro, if you are aware, is a breakthrough tech entrepreneur and an MBA from Harvard Business School. He has started several tech startups and sold it to the big companies. And he's in the process of starting new tech, entrepreneurship projects. The 5 C's of entrepreneurship, which have proved invaluable for him over time, are creativity, clarity, conviction, capital, and concentration in execution. By creativity, he means that creativity is not limited to people with a particular talent, but rather it exists in everybody. It requires awareness of happenings in our surroundings all around. And we need to recognize that this is a subject where something needs to be done. That's what creativity is about. Clarity. Once you have an idea, once an idea is generated, it should then be tested for clarity. You might want to ask, how big is that opportunity? How big is this plan? And how many people can a person reach? Is the proposed solution appropriate for the consumers? The third thing is conviction. The next stage is conviction, where the entrepreneur must decide whether to pursue this idea and invest in a business. This is where entrepreneurs have to overcome the personal fear factor. I believe personally, this is one of the most important things. The fourth one is capital. Here we talk about human capital and the financial capital. This can come from personal support, such as families, members, or persons in the business, or venture capitalists, or persons who can contribute expertise in terms of human capital and having the sheer labor itself. Human capital can be exploited by effective networking, like this platform of Toastmasters. Finally, concentration in execution. The final element, concentration in execution, will call upon the entrepreneur's deep conviction and self-belief. This concentration that is what will sustain entrepreneur through the cycles of prosperity and hard times. And that we should always remember the reason for embarking on the road to entrepreneurship and return to those core principles when times are hard or the going gets tough. A classic example we have seen on this is from Sir Richard Branson. He had envisaged this project in 2004. He started working on it in 2004 and was hopeful that he will launch it successfully in 2007. But he faced several obstacles and the project got, tough times. He had to face tough times and it kept on failing. And eventually he made it just 1 week back. I strongly believe that if I personally practice this 5 principle in my entrepreneurship journey, I would surely succeed. Now, we will move on to the second segment of our educational session called the Table Topics. To conduct this session, I'm delighted to invite an extremely dynamic personality who juggles between different roles every single day, managing the role of a banker, a professional classical dancer, a mother of two wonderful boys, wife of an accomplished Toastmaster and very demanding Toastmaster. And top of it, she is the president of our wonderful club. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Kalpana to conduct the table topic session. Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abdul, for that kind and generous warm welcome. Once again, good evening, one and all. Here we are for the exciting segment of the Toastmasters, table topics. So today, as we are dealing with entrepreneurship and the leap of faith in that, I'm bringing up some excitement and different approach towards the table topics. For the purpose of and the benefit of non-Toastmasters, let me tell you, you will have to at least speak for 1 to 2 minutes when we are attempting for the table topics. I would encourage everyone to please use word of the day heuristic and idiom of the day chance one so that you will be adding new vocabulary into your speech. Today's table topic is something different than what we have been seeing in every segment. I would request each one of you to volunteer to take part. We have 2 persons taking up the table topic, and I have chosen few topics wherein you will have to argue and ensure that as we all are entrepreneurs, you should consider your audience as your marketing people, and you have to argue why you are the best. So please nominate yourself in the chat box, or you may please raise your hands as well. Timer, please note for today, as we are having 2 participants, we will show the green card at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. Thank you. May I request nominations, please?
Can we encourage our guests to do that?
Yes, we can. So I see Toastmaster with Tevin raising his hand.
Hello.
Hi, thank you. And can I go with Junaid, guest for today? Junaid, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay. Yeah, unmuted.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you both have to speak about one of the topic which I am going to give you. You have to make choice who is going to talk about which part. So you both have choice. One is Amazon and other is eBay. So to give you a brief description of this one, Amazon is where we buy articles and eBay is where we try to buy articles with auction. So one of your Amazon and one of your eBay, and you have to ensure your audience are impressed by any one of you.
Like, I have to talk like Amazon, or
yes, you have to talk like Amazon, or you have to talk like eBay.
Then can I talk about then can I pick Amazon?
Okay.
Or with my...
Junaid, yes.
I can say eBay.
Yes. So
yeah, let Telvin start. I can join with them.
Before you start, I hope you are able to see the timer.
Okay, I'm pinning the timer now.
Yes.
Yes, now
you may keep in your speaker view. You will see timer as well.
Actually, what am I supposed to speak about on Amazon, frankly?
Yes, he said yes. Okay, Junaid said yes, you can take Amazon and he will take eBay.
Yeah,
okay. Yes, I can see you, Mr. Millen. I can see you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What can I say about Amazon? As an online business platform, we have been able to ensure that as long as you have an internet connection and a GPS, we can deliver your products to you as long as you have paid the amount. When it comes to having certain products for your beauty needs, your health needs. If your local stores don't have it available, we can bring it to you. So I will admit that to my knowledge, we currently do not have a platform that can help you resell your products, help you connect to other people in the resale value like our partner. However, I would advise you that we are not going in the same way. They are focused on helping to resell other people's things, such as auctions or even antiques. So instead of chancing our arms on a method where someone else has locked down that part of the market, we're just going to stick to our niche, which is we are going to bring to you as consumers things you need, especially when they are locally unavailable. Now, I admit I've been a bit rusty as I left pre-COVID. So I can only watch in wonder as the business has grown by tremendous margins. And I hope that we can make it more heuristic for more and more customers to come in through our doors. Back to you.
Hi, eBay. eBay is the eBay is a platform. It's a marketplace where B2B and B2C products can be sold and purchased. It's like eBay is an organization which employs one of the best organizations to work. It's a best workplace organization. And then eBay was founded in California. Actually, I don't know much about eBay seriously. If you told, I may have some idea that I have told. I had to prepare for this. It's like new to me, and I'm not very good at public speaking, so I need some more time.
Thank you, Junaid and Tywin, for your participation. I think, yes, Amazon occupied most of the time in our meeting and also in the market as well. So we'll go for the next topic. May I request, let me quickly check the. We have DTM Zia. Hello.
Yes, please. Hi.
Yeah, thank you. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to find out a counter for you. May I request panel 5 Toastmaster Ashutosh to please kindly switch on your audio and video?
Oh, sorry. I'm just cooking right now.
Okay, you can participate with only voice. Would you like to go?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Zoom Master, please add. Okay, we cannot add Ashutosh because he's not switching on his camera. Okay, so Zia and Ashutosh, I have a topic for you. One of you would be, okay, I will make it more simple and easy. You have to debate among yourself. Just wanted to remind you before I give you the topic. So Zia, you are a web series and Ashutosh, you are a movie. So please market yourself and let us know who is the best.
Okay, web series.
Yes. I hope you all are able to see the timer.
Yeah, your cards are audible.
Thank you.
Yes, Ashutosh, you can go first, no problem.
Okay. So, yeah, as Toastmaster Zia said, we can go first. Movies were here first. We've been around for a while. Like, we've been entertaining you for generations. What the memories that you might have from the beginning of your time might be of your families taking you out to movies, of Shah Rukh Khan, of of uh, of Dilip Kumar, of like so many other like Ajay Deol, Bobby Deol, like so many other superstars. And those are the memories that like stay in your mind. The experience of going to a theater, sitting in the armchairs with everyone else, having popcorn, going for cold drinks, and then watching a story unfold in front of you for 3 hours. That is the promise of movies. What does a web series provide you? You just stay at home and just watch it, and then the next day it's the same thing over and over again. I think like you should pick movies because we give you that differentiating factor and you're able to enjoy this experience. Over to you.
Yeah, Ashutosh has rightly said in his opening remarks, movies are the gone are the days when we used to watch movies in the theaters. Look at now for the Toastmasters meetings. We used to attend physically, but can we attend now? No. So definitely, I will encourage everybody to shift yourself to the web series. Web series is a new era. Web series is a new generation who's everybody want to watch your movies on your mobile phones, on your laptops, on your iPods, isn't it? So definitely, this is the new generation with the pandemic. Now we learn. So now, with the Netflix and the Amazon, now we can watch all the movies. Why all these the superstars, they are coming to the web series? Why they are not releasing their movies? Look at now for Salman Khan's movie. He tried to release, but what happened? So now this is the new generation. This is the new era. This is a new technology everybody have to use. I encourage everybody to stop watching the movies in the theater. Don't uh, don't take this risk by having the COVID. Now there is the third wave is going to come. So please shift yourself to the web series and watch and enjoy all the movies by sitting and relaxing at your home. Over to you.
Thank you, Ashutosh and Zia. That was great discussion. Who would like to go next? Okay, so I will pick up two members. I would like to call on Amit and Indira, who are new members to our group. Amit and Indira, can you please unmute yourself? Hi, Amit, I can see you. Indira?
Yeah, hi.
Yes. Okay. So I'll give you a topic. One of you will be talking on that. And the topic is, Amit, you are a television and Indira, you are a laptop. So you have to ensure you are giving us your marketing saying that, you are the best. I hope you are able to see timer cards. Indira, I'm not able to see your video. Could you please on your video?
Yeah, actually, I mean, not properly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So fine. Amit, you are able to see the timer cards, and Indira, can you please confirm if you are able to see the timer cards?
Shit.
Okay. Yes.
I can go first.
Yes. Please.
Yeah. Okay. So as Sutos mentioned, like as movies has been there for a long time. So similarly, we can say the television has been there for a long time. We have been watching television from from 90s. So like whenever you have to watch some movies or when we are interested in watching cricket, we know I think we all went through this phase where we watched MS Dhoni or 1987 World Cup where Kapil Dev won the first ICC tournament. So we all enjoyed these things on our television. And also like in the current days, like we all sit together in a family and then we watch television. And if you take an example with, if you differences between television and laptop, so we all know like laptop can be like at most 17 or 21 inch long, but in television we can sit in a home and watch any movies on any sports that we want to in a bigger screen. So that way I would encourage everyone to use television, although our television has been improved a lot, like where new technology has been invented, and we can even we can watch Amazon Prime videos and Netflix TV series, web series in television as well. So now we see the benefits of television. So I would encourage everyone to use television as much as we can.
Indira, you may go.
Yeah, and good evening, everybody. And see, laptops are used in a very settings such as at work, education, for playing games, and web browsing, for personal multimedia. And now that is Toastmasters also we can attend in laptop. So many we can use in laptop way, including and more efficient and detailed note taking, and we can carry anywhere to laptops. Like we cannot take television to anywhere, so we can sit in home and we can watch in television. But laptops of those offer laptop offers a variety of advantages, and it's a general home computer we can use. And sometimes nowadays employees are working outside inside of the home, and the laptops are easier to set up, and it's a good technology laptops. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. That was heuristic, and I understood that if I am at work, I will use laptop, and I am at home, I will use television, and I'll chance my arms on both the things based upon the time. Thank you for that. So we'll go with the last one. I would pick up Toastmaster Anto and Toastmaster Brijendra for this topic, and I'm sure the topic which I'm going to give, we all would enjoy. Toastmaster Anto and Toastmaster Brijendra, are you ready?
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay. So I hope you are able to see the timer cards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm able to see the timer cards.
Good. So Anto, you are a table topic, and Brijesh, you are a prepared speech. Now please debate and tell me who is best.
Since prepared speech comes first, Brajendra, you first.
Great. Prepared speeches are very, very important in your day-to-day work, in your profession, or in your like saying to the gathering. You have some preparedness, you got some time, and a real message can be given in need some proper time. So I think prepared speeches have 4 to 5 minutes. You have some time to think about the agenda that you wanted to talk. You can use different aspects of public speaking, whether it is emotion. You can generate that emotions within that time limits. You can engage the audience through some activity. You can tell a story, which is an efficient way of influencing people. So I hope everyone is convinced prepared speeches are much more important than impromptu speaking. Over to Anton.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijendra. I certainly like some of the points that you talk about prepared speeches. It's excellent to be prepared and to have time for preparation and to be really well rehearsed when you have the time. But what if you don't have the time? What if you are at a point? Let's give some simple examples. Your boss calls you up and he's asking about a thing that you don't understand. Do you get time to prepare? You get pulled at school or at college, and the teacher asks you for the reason why you have not submitted the assignment. Do you get time to prepare? Not at all. This is where the exercise of table topics helps you and helps all Toastmasters to face the adversities that you face. Think about the experts on the panel that spoke today as well. Yes, they're experts. Yes, they know a lot of things, but most often they do not know what the questions are that are being posed to them. So you need to know how to speak off the cuff. You need to be prepared to speak impromptu, and table topics gives you such a wonderful opportunity. But think about the excitement. Think about this whole exercise when you have table topics. Anto gets table topics. Brajesh gets prepared speeches, and all the audience is wondering, I have no idea what this person needs to talk about, but thank God it's not me. The audience is excited. The speakers are excited. Everybody's excited. The excitement factor for table topics, you will never get that in prepared speeches. You're always wondering what's coming up next. This person does not have any time to talk. What does he need to talk about this? How can he talk about this? It is an exhilarating experience. So in a nutshell, excitement to show your expertise as well as real life situations, table topics beats prepared speeches any day. Over to you.
Thank you, Anto and Brajesh. Now I understood that it is heuristic to give prepared speeches, but it is not advisable to try one's arm on prepared speeches with impromptu segments. So with this, I will conclude my table topic segment here. I would like to request a timer to let me know if all the participants are qualified for voting.
Yes, all qualified.
Thank you. May I request the master to please launch the poll. With this, I would like to pass the control back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abdul.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kalpana. Should we wait for the poll to be concluded?
No, you can continue while the poll is.
Okay. Toastmaster Kalpana, thank you for the creative and interactive table topic session. In fact, this is something new for me, and the topics were really excellent. Thank you. Back to the theme of the meeting. During my quest to achieve my entrepreneurial ambition, I've gone through the stories of several successful entrepreneurs. The success story of one particular person interested me a lot. This person grew his business from scratch to one of the top international brands. I'm talking about Colonel Sanders and the company KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Colonel Sanders was an entrepreneur who didn't become a professional chef until he was age 40. He started his entrepreneurial career very late. I'm 54 and I'm starting my entrepreneurial career now. Colonel Sanders didn't franchise KFC until he was 62 years. And he didn't become an icon until he was the age of 75 years. Colonel Sanders was able to achieve this phenomenal success due to his undeterred faith in his company, his hard work for decades. Colonel Sanders, for me, is an excellent example of resolution, dedication, and conviction. With this, we will move on to the third segment of our meeting. How do we know what we are doing is right or not without anyone telling us? When we were children, our parents used to tell us, do this, don't do this, etc. Now, we do the same with our children now. To talk about the good things and not so good things in the speeches delivered so far, we are moving to the very important third segment of educational session called evaluation, and this will be conducted by our general evaluator. To conduct this session, I would like to welcome back Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster Akshay.
Am I audible? Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I'll not be able to start my video because first of all my data is very low. So I'll just I'll just keep my video off and I'll evaluate. Okay. Thank
No
you.
issues, Toastmaster Akshay.
Okay.
Akshay, just for
Yes.
information, Sarika wants to go first because she has some other work. So you can invite her as a first evaluator.
Whom?
Sarika. She's supposed to be the
Sarika.
third evaluator,
Ha,
but she'll
okay.
be first now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Feedback is a breakfast for
I'm sorry,
champions.
Anto.
Hello. Please keep your
Hello.
please. Hello. Yep. It's hello. Guys,
Yes,
please
Akshay, we are able to hear you. Go ahead.
okay. No, somebody was unmuted. That's why I interrupted. Okay. Feedback is a breakfast for champions. But now it's almost 9. It will be the dinner. Once again, good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now we come to the third part of the session, that is the evaluation session. For the betterment of our new members and guests, I'll explain this session. This session is divided into 3 segments. First, I'll call our speech evaluators to evaluate the speakers. In second segment, I'll call our tech team members to present their reports. And finally, I'll going to evaluate the entire meeting as a whole. So to begin with, first I'd like to call our third evaluator. She's having some urgency, so that's why I like to call her first. Toastmaster Sarika Chaudhary. I heard Toastmaster Sarika many a times at TT practice ground group where she used to deliver her table topics. And I was very inspired by her. So to evaluate DTM Raghu, now I request Toastmaster Sarika Chaudhary to evaluate DTM Raghu. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarika.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Akshay. First of all, congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Raghu, for completing one of the most difficult levels in any pathway. I loved the topic, ethical leadership. In today's world, when there are so many leaders and everyone wants to be a leader, everyone aspires to be leader, how ethical are we when we are actually being one? Wonderful job on that particular, choosing on that particular leadership aspect. Someone rightly said, to be an ethical leader is indeed to be different. Listening to the panel discussion was for me a heuristic experience. The selection of the panelists done by DTM Raghu have been meticulous to say the least. You invited the best and experienced people who brought with them plethora of experiences, something which cannot. I would ethical you are, you feel so powerful at that point in time. Remember, karma is watching you. The questions you asked were so wonderfully structured. Nothing went beyond the topic. When Colonel Uday defined the gray areas of ethical leadership, I wondered that is exactly how ethics are compromised, and we do not shy away from compromising ethics at any point in time. Kumar Thapa brought in a perspective from a teaching domain, and trust me, as a teacher, I loved his inputs. Ashutosh justified the ethical values in a voluntary organization where absolutely nothing is given to you and you are supposed to justify your own ethics. Satish's clarity of ethics in the medicine domain highlights the hurdles we face every day without categorization, and most importantly, in the last 2 years when COVID has probably sprang and is deep rooted in over across borders. The questions decided that your understanding of ethical leadership is precise and to the point. You did your homework very promptly, and I'm proud of you. However, I would want to give one small suggestion you would have brought leadership and started the discussion with it. The answers which the panel members would have given you would have related to different scenarios, but then the question would are this real so giving me this opportunity be evaluator to you.
Am I audible, guys? Am I audible?
Yes, Akshay.
No, because just now I had this Toastmaster Sarika was had some disturbance. I thought like it's in my hand or it's you can audible clearly, right?
Yes, Sarika had disturbance between. So timer, please note.
Yeah.
We can give 30-second grace period if she had made it. Otherwise,
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. No problem. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarika, for that evaluation. So now I call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Anto, to evaluate Toastmaster Divya's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Anto.
Thank you, General Evaluator Akshay. Toastmaster Divya, you've done a fantastic job in terms of identifying leadership styles. I really like the way that you have attacked this certain specific project. And some of the things that I liked, I'm going to highlight to you first. The things that I felt that you really excelled on is A, you're extremely comfortable right from the get-go. You're extremely comfortable when you speak. You have a pleasing and smiling demeanor, which is important because it helps the audience also relax. When you're relaxed, your audience is also extremely relaxed. And I found that you had, considering the circumstances with Zoom, you had ensured that at least I felt that you were speaking to me, and I'm sure a lot of the other audience members also felt that they were being spoken to. So judging in terms of eye contact, this is how we can probably judge it. And it definitely felt that you were speaking to me or the audience. Now, speaking about the objectives of the speech, your objectives were to identify leadership styles. You identified 2 leadership styles, autocratic as well as innovative leadership. So point number 1 ticked. Number 2, you needed to share your experience with one of your leadership styles or talk about leadership styles. You really elucidated your innovative leadership style with the escalation and the procedure that you needed to create off the cuff without the other leaders getting involved. So you have ticked off your 2 objectives for the speech. So congratulations, you have met the objectives for the speech. Now understanding that evaluation should be a constructive heuristic process, I'm going to talk about some areas where you can work upon. Number 1 is in terms of, let's say, clarity. I felt that your second leadership style, when you explained the escalation part and the part where you're talking about innovative leadership, I felt you can really use what I would call the KISS model, that is, keep it super simple. Simplify what you're trying to convey into a simple idea or concept. The idea was very simple. There were escalations. It was not able to be handled. You needed to find a process. You found a process and you portrayed your innovative leadership style to your organization and contributed. This could have been simplified and explained a little more better. I felt that you could have had proper transitions between each idea, and due to the lack of some transitions, I felt that you were moving from one idea to the other quite quickly or abruptly. Having this clarity, I think you could have also elucidated on some takeaways, like what are the advantages between innovative leadership and autocratic leadership, and what the audience could take away from that. To challenge yourself, I would say focus also on the vocal variety part. I think when you did post a question initially, you rushed through the question and most of the audience did not take the question immediately. So that is an area where you can probably challenge yourself. So in a nutshell, a great job done. I would consider you take some of these points and take your speech from good to great. Congratulations to the speaker. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anto, for that evaluation. Last but not the least, I'd like to call our second speaker evaluator, Toastmaster Pratima, to evaluate Toastmaster Sudhir's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratima.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Once again, a very good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and Toastmaster Sudhir. First of all, congratulations for chancing your arm by giving your first speech, that is your icebreaker speech. Although Toastmasters is a very supportive platform, and only risk would be when you actually not attempt a speech. You started your speech with a great opening and verb. I observed you walk the memory lane with pride, ease, and subtle humor. You very well achieved the objectives of the icebreaker by introducing yourself to the club in a very engaging way. And you've applied the basic public speech structure throughout. I also second Toastmaster Abdul, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abdul, in saying that your icebreaker speech didn't feel like it was your first speech. The confidence, energy were definitely like that of a seasoned speaker. Few recommendations to improve your almost perfect speech would be to take pauses when you are quoting someone or while speaking any powerful quotes. For example, let's say before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes. You could have said, before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes. And you could have given a pause. That would have been more effective and would have given some time for the audience to settle that thought in. It would have been even more powerful. Also, it would have been more impactful, and it would have given time for the audience to register that in their mind. Pacing of the speech. It was altogether, it was same. I felt few times you rushed while speaking. You could have improved on that. It would be effective if you slowed down a bit, right? Apart from that, I think the speech was great and you were confident throughout your speech and it was spot on. All in all, it's a great icebreaker, and few recommendations like giving right pauses, controlling the speed of the speech would make the speech even more connecting, impactful for the audience. Congratulations again, Toastmaster Sudhir, and all the best for your next projects. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster Akshay, are you there?
Okay, while Akshay is able to make it, let's.
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry for that. I was just voting. Sorry for that. Thank you so much to our both the evaluators Toastmaster Sarika, Toastmaster Pratima, and Toastmaster Anto for that evaluation. The betterment of our guests, we have heuristic technique in Toastmasters evaluation, which is also called CRC. In local language, we can say it's a sandwich method. Sandwich consists two pieces of sliced bread. In between, there is cheese, sometimes a carrot, sometimes a vegetable. If it's a non-veg, then it contains chicken. So that means first we have to give them a positive feedback. In middle, we have to give them a recommendation, and finally we have to sum it up all the things into one. That is comment, recommend, and comment. That brings us to the end of our first segment of this evaluation. And I'm confused whether to go further as a chance one's arm, but I have to do that. So now I'd like to call upon our tag team members. That is, first, I'd like to call upon a grammarian, that is Toastmaster Vaishnavi from Anurag Toastmasters Club, to present her grammarian's report. Over to you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
Thank you so much, General Value to Toastmaster Akshay. I just hope I sum up my entire report on time. Can you please give me the right to share my screen? Timer, please don't start the timer until I share my screen.
You can share now.
Thank you so much. Can someone quickly confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
So, firstly, I would like to applaud all the people who used word of the day and idiom of the day. Table topic speaker Toastmaster Devin used both word of the day and idiom of the day. And also table topic master Toastmaster Kalpana, she used word of the day twice and idiom of the day once. Evaluator 3, Toastmaster Sarika, also used both word of the day and idiom of the day. Toastmaster Anto, who was evaluator 1, he used word of the day. Evaluator 2, Pratima, used idiom of the day, and general evaluator Akshay used both word of the day and idiom of the day. I appreciate you all, and I request all of you to keep this up, keep up with this thing. This is the end of my Wordmaster report. If I missed anyone due to network issues, you can just put it in the chat box. I will acknowledge it. Moving ahead to the grammarian's report, which is pretty long this time. So these are some really nice commendations. Let me quickly read out. Some nice words I heard are incorporate, hurdling, overnight, mesmerist, omit, indulge, categorize, top-down approach, empathetic, integrity, railroad someone, blatantly advertises, undeterred, meticulous, and plethora. These are some nice words I heard in today's meeting. And coming to some nice idioms that are pierced into the edge of space. A leader should have a vision and passion and not be afraid of any problem. Instead, they should know how to defeat it. This is one of my favorite quotes given by APJ Abdul Kalam. If you want to know someone, travel with them. I did not make choices. My choices made me. Walk the talk and talk the walk. Maybe this was used so many times, and I think this should be the idiom of the day instead. Call a spade a spade. Pound of flesh, off the cuff was used twice. In a nutshell was also used. These are some really nice words I heard in today's meeting. Moving ahead to the recommendations. 71-year-old. It is 71 years old because 71 is plural. Controlling the people. It would be nice if they say controlling people. Used to done by. It would be better if they say was done by. It's come when. It would be better if they say it comes when. I got named as would sound nice if it was said I was named as. I have born, I was born. Is the only breadwinner. The context was in past tense, so it would be nice if they say was the only breadwinner. Completed graduation would sound better if you say I was graduated, so and so place, so and so. Where I supposed to be, what I supposed to do would be nice if they say where I am supposed to be, what am I supposed to do. Have to have would be nice if they say need to have. World who is looking, world which is looking. I will going to, it is I am going to. these are some recommendations, and thank you so much. With this, I end my report. I don't know how much time did I overshoot. And thank you so much, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vaishnavi, for that detailed report. And I hope we'll all support you and we're going to improve next time onwards. I'm going to say from today onwards, we're going to improve. So we had many times, I know, not only in this prepared speeches, but also in the table topics, during the panel discussions also. So now I request our counter for the day, Toastmaster Vijayendra, to present his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijayendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. I would like to share my screen if someone can permit me.
Yeah, you can now do that.
Yeah. So I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, thank you. So our counter role is to listen very carefully during the whole meeting and try to find out what are the filler words, what are the overused words, what are the long pauses or short pauses. And during this time and in this meeting, there are a lot of engaging discussions that are happening. And at times it's very difficult to understand, to look for these words or got completely engaged in the kind of discussion we are having. But somehow I tried my best to find out these filler words. And I found that most of the members are so fluent and so good in their public speaking, whether it is table topics, whether it is group discussions, all the panelists, they were so great and in their delivery. I found it, yes, I found only few things. So I have picked up a few filler words like ra, right, and overused words like I, also, so, like, and short pauses and long pauses. And there was no long pauses I have found. And you can see across the different names, we have only little bit those who have got higher chance. I think their number of filler words have increased, but those who have lesser chance to speak, so they have little bit less. Otherwise, if we talk about the median and the average, it's very less, and that's commendable on all the participants. I'll share this screenshots on the Zoom, and so you can see and keep track from meeting 32, 33, 34, how it goes on and how you are reducing these numbers. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijayendra, for this detailed report. I hope you all improved and you're going to improve from next time onwards. Please vote for the role players. Last but not the least, I'd like to call upon a timer. Timer's role is very important in not only in Toastmasters, but also in our daily life. If we are delivering a presentation, if we are going somewhere, if we are doing any task, timer's role is very precious role, I would say. So to hear
Akshay, you can
help us,
Akshay, we already
Toastmaster Milind.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Akshay.
Hello?
Milind has already given a report intermittently, so we don't collect timer report again.
Don't want, right? Okay, okay, sorry. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, DTM Raghu, for that correction. That's okay. That brings us to the end of the second segment of this evaluation, that is the tag team report. Now let's move towards the final segment, that is my entire meeting evaluation as a whole. Our meeting started at 7 by our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Milind. I felt like we are installing the members. Really, he told us to raise our hand and take a promise. So that is a good start. But Toastmaster Milind, you forgot to read the mission of the Toastmasters Club. So that we have to keep in mind. Later, we had a Toastmaster Kalpana who introduced guests, and you are the one of the good presiding officer, I would say. Good start and good introduction. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mohammed Abdul Rahman. What a fabulous theme you introduced today. I was very inspired by you. And although I'm not an entrepreneur, but in future I'll become the entrepreneur. That time I'll be more familiar with the theme. And our role players, grammarian, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Toastmaster Vaishnavi, you did a fabulous job. And only one suggestion I'd like to give you here is, while explaining the report, for good usage, okay, good usage, what you have to do is that if you are find some good idioms, you mention the speaker's name. Like, for example, so and so person used so and so idiom, and so person used a good usage of the words. So that you have to keep in mind. Our counter, you have to tell how many people did how many hours. For example, Toastmaster Akshay, my example, you add so, one so, two buts. Same way, you have to give some examples, some to give, but don't crown the arcing. It's a small tips I like to give you here. And timer. I was also not sure. I was not aware about this, but timer already had his report. But you could have mentioned the time, how much time you took, but it's okay. Next time you will keep in mind all this. And TT Master, Toastmaster Kalpana, once again, you did a fabulous job, and the topic was quite interesting. I could have participated, but as a G, I was not able to participate. Next time, I'll definitely participate for the table topics. So overall, it was a fabulous meeting. It's a privilege for me to be a part of this meeting as a general evaluator. And please keep in mind, next time if you are posting any agenda of this meeting, it should be in a PDF form so that I can read it very easily. So this is small suggestion I'd like to give, and this is your general evaluator Toastmaster Akshay signing off, saying good night and handing over back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mohammed Abdul Rahman. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshay, and your team for the brilliant evaluations. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, it has been a tough call for me to give up a senior position in a multinational company. It has taken me quite some time to take a leap of faith in my entrepreneurship journey, in my entrepreneurship dream. When I look at several entrepreneurs like Richard Branson or Colonel Sanders or several of them, I get a motivation to take the bold step at the age of 54. I believe that this has been the best decision I have taken so far. I trust by implementing the heuristic approach of 5 C's of entrepreneurship: creativity, clarity, conviction, capital, and concentration in execution, I'm sure I will achieve success. I encourage each one of you to pursue your dream and take a leap of faith in entrepreneurship. With this, I would like to hand over the lectern to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt here. Hello. Let a Kalpana, Toastmaster Kalpana, before you take a control, I would like to give a small suggestion. For icebreaker, there should not be a voting because we have two icebreakers, and in many a times in Goa, we don't have vote for the icebreakers. If you find any icebreaker speech, if you find normal speech, that then we can vote. Okay, so that's a small suggestion I'd like to give. Thank you.
Thanks, Akshay. But we do vote for icebreaker as well in
Okay,
Hyderabad.
but I don't know, no? So
We
that's why.
follow that. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
So the
Yeah.
voting is on for best role plays. Please take your few seconds to vote and select your best role player. Meanwhile,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Kalpana, you can take over as presenter.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshay and PM Raghu, for that details. And thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abdul, for sharing your leap of faith on entrepreneurs. And I'm sure I am also inspired, and someday I will completely become an entrepreneur from an employee. I should try my hands onto that. With this, I would like to request the Zoom master to please share the results for today's voting.
Toastmaster Kalpana, can you officially adjourn the meeting to be on time, and then I can share the results?
Yeah, sure. So we will officially adjourn the meeting now, and I would request everyone to please kindly stay on until we announce the results and also take the feedback. Generally, we try to keep in time, but today, due to unavoidable circumstances and the panel discussion, we are running shortly behind the schedule. Thanks for all your cooperation, and I would end the meeting now officially, but we will still continue for a few more minutes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I would like to thank all the panel discussion members who have joined the panel members: Toastmaster Kumar Tamba, Toastmaster Ashutosh, DTM KT Pillai, DTM Kolanuday, and then Toastmaster Satish Madiraju. Thank you all for joining today. Then coming to best speaker, it goes to Toastmaster Sudhir, who has backed it with his icebreaker itself. Congratulations, Toastmaster, who has waited more than 6 months to give his icebreaker speech, and then now with breaking his ice, he also won a best speaker. That's not an easy thing. Sudhir, congratulations. Second thing, best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Anto. Congratulations, Anto. Best evaluator also is again Toastmaster Anto. Congratulations, Anto. Then best auxiliary role player is Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, I didn't have to change the name from last week to this week. You always innovate the way that you do your grammarian role. I think I should fix you as a grammarian role again every time we do a meeting. Thank you.
That's
for
an
joining
honor, sir.
Thank you. Then our best role player is Toastmaster Muhammad Abdul Rahman. Rahman, I really love the way that you have gone through each and every section of the meeting, and also the topic, leap of faith in entrepreneurship. This is something that our club stands for, and also leap of faith is what we all Toastmasters stand for. Thank you for joining both the sections and bringing such a nice topic. Thank you very much. Over to presiding officer.
Thank you, DTM Raghu. Congratulations to all the winners. And with this, I would like to take feedback from all our guests and visiting Toastmasters. May I request Junaid to please share your feedback on today's meeting?
Today was a wonderful session. It was very interesting, and to be a part of this session, probably I had to engage more to talk like to people. People like talk very well. I had to engage in more sessions, in future. Hopefully, I'll participate in more events coming forward.
Thank you, Junaid. May I request Toastmaster Ashutosh to please give some feedback on today's meeting?
Hi, everyone. It was a great honor to be here as a part of the panel that Raghu brought on for the discussion. And also, I had fun throughout the meeting. So I've never been in a Toastmasters meeting in India. And I only joined Toastmasters when I moved to the United States. And I was wondering how different it would be. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that the pattern was consistent and that you have quite a lot of members and a lot of speeches as well. So It's a great club. Everyone was doing the role really well. And I guess my only calm would be that I felt that the role, best roles and the best auxiliary roles awards, I feel that those create like, I don't think those are like good incentives to have, because I felt that everyone did a really great job, even like not just the Toastmaster, but also the table topics master and also our timer and everyone else who were not awarded. So I think that incentives may be misplaced there, but otherwise, like, I think it was a great meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. May I now request Toastmaster Taiwan to please share your feedback?
Good evening, everyone. So, as Toastmaster Ashutosh was saying in the review, as that polling for role players is something that does not sit right with me, because everyone contributes to the meeting. Voting on who gave a good speech is fine, but talking about which role player was best is not really fair when you consider that every role player is playing a part to contribute to the overall part of the meeting. I will admit that voting for a role player is new to me. That's really all I have to say. And as for tonight's table topics, regarding speaking on the subject with entrepreneurship, I'm more used to having the table topic having a bit more framed question. Such open-ended questions are really hard to start pinning down things, but it is about being able to speak quickly. That's really all I have to say. I still enjoyed the meeting nonetheless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Taiwan, for your feedback. We will surely implement that in the table topic segments for sure. May I request DTM Zia to please share your feedback?
Yeah, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. In fact, I have attended this meeting, after a long time. I think I have attended your meetings before even the club was started first time. And now after a long time, thank you, Raghu, and for having such a wonderful, the panel discussion. And today's meeting, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman has selected a wonderful topic today. For the theme was excellent. And what to say? I mean, all the role players. I was mesmerized by their performance. In fact, the professionalism I can see right from the R counter, timer, and the grammarian. Vaishnavi, I think you have done a wonderful job. I mean, noting down all these things and putting in the slide presentation and delivering such a wonderful thing. Today I learned something new, and I can see the quality of the meeting was excellent. And you as a TT master, you have selected some innovative idea for conducting table topics. Thank you so much for accepting us as a guest. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Sia. It was a pleasure to have you with us.
But one thing I just want to clarify, just out of curiosity, as Raghu, he said that just adjourn the meeting, then after that I will announce the results. So I did not understand. I mean, just trying to control the time. You want to finish the meeting, or it is a part of the procedure which you are following?
We go as per our agenda, but just to ensure, because everybody is getting late and it's time for dinner for everyone, so we wanted to ensure.
But award and certificate is a celebration. Everybody has to be there.
Yes, agree. We will share those in our.
I remember your name, DTM Jia. Actually, that's why I thought I have heard this name somewhere. It was familiar. Then you were reminded that you were in our charter meeting. So yeah.
Yes. I was there right from the beginning, but due to some the traveling and other things, I think I did not attend your meetings regularly. But thank you so much. It's the wonderful session today. I mean, I really enjoyed the complete the Toastmasters meeting today. Thank you so much, Ravi.
Thank you. Thank you, Zia. Do we have Toastmaster Umesh? Okay. So we have our visiting Toastmasters who are almost like our members, Vaishnavi and Akshay. Vaishnavi, would you like to give your feedback on today's segment?
I don't think I'm eligible to give feedback to you people. I need feedback. I took this role before 1 hour, I guess, and I thought I would definitely mess up something, but I don't think I messed up.
No, you did great actually. So I have one announcement before everybody goes away. Already more than half people have left. Next week, we have a wonderful meeting that's coming up. Almost every role player is from different country, starting from Nigeria, Pakistan, and then Kuwait and everything. So it's going to be a wonderful topic as well. Toastmaster Pratima is going to coming up with the emerging technology in software side. Please do join in, pitch in. And then the roles are open for August 1st meeting. So I would ask if somebody interested, please take the roles for August 1st. August 1st is an education session on evaluation by, and then we also have, there will be a test speaker. People from our club will be evaluating the same speech, and they will be evaluated by the one who is giving education session. It's going to be a wonderful session. Please do attend.
Thank you, Raghu, for that details. So, Toastmaster Abdul, would you like to say something? I really enjoyed your topic though.
Thank you so much. It was really a wonderful session. And DTM Zia is an entrepreneur who has been, heading some companies in the Gulf, and he has returned back and he has started his own entrepreneurship journey. And I look up to him as a role model. And he has a successful business in operation right now. And I think it is particularly the panel discussion was extremely good. Really, I mean, I have attended so many Toastmasters meeting as guests in several clubs, but honestly, I haven't seen the pattern and the quality of the speakers like what I've seen today. And definitely, since now I'm a member of this club, I would surely, as per my pledge, I would be joining almost all the meetings without fail. I'm looking forward to learn from this club. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very much,
Toastmaster
sir.
Abdul.
So
Anto was typing something.
That reminds me of one thing. DTM Gia, maybe it's time to join Hyderabad Entrepreneurs. You should think about it. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, definitely. I mean, I definitely look forward. Actually, I'm already a member of Hyderabad Toastmasters Club.
Okay.
But sure, I will definitely consider to take as a dual membership of your club. It's always pleasure to have the associate with all the entrepreneurs. It's my pleasure, sir.
That's great to know, Sia. So, Anto, you were saying in the chat, I could see you were messaging about the theme, so I thought I'll let you talk. You're on mute, Anto, you're on mute.
No, I actually enjoyed Toastmaster Abdul's theme a lot. In fact, coincidence that what I'm trying to write in my next speech is very similar to what Toastmaster Abdul covered. So, Raghu, I'm not sure whether we should, have the speech next
we'll
meeting.
Go
and they'll be like, yeah,
no,
they'll be like, everybody will be like, hey, you copied what Abdul said. This is not something new. So,
but it will
have. Right, when you are associated with the BP education, who goes around all the corners of the world, either to give speech or to do anything, I think you will have many options. He will take you to Nigeria or United States or to Pakistan, Kazakhstan, anywhere. You just name it and he'll take you there for speech.
I'll tell you
I'm
one
not
thing.
shying away from my speech.
I'll tell you one thing. Chicken curry and mutton curry or any curry is made in everybody's home. But the spices, the way that you do differs, right? And Abdul will have his own style, and you will have your own style. So the Hyderabadi biryani or Kerala biryani is, we will see which is tastier. That's okay.
Yeah. So when he started with Leap of Faith, I was like, am I hearing things or is he,
Sometimes it
This
happens.
also
So
reminds me of saying that, birds of the same kind flock together. So that could be.
that could be this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Maybe I'll sync up with Toastmaster Abdul and understand what all he has not covered, and then, include that in my speech. So, yeah.
So Junaid, how was your feeling in the meeting? So do you think this is something that's going to help you? To let us all others know, Junaid is an entrepreneur who has started a manufacturing unit in Hyderabad. It is in near Nagarjuna Sagar Highway after Turkimjal. So he has
Nice.
shown interest to join us. So just wanted to know his experience today in the meeting.
Junaid, you are on mute.
Yeah, my name is Junaid. I started an export company for mechanical parts 3 years back. From a trader, now have become a manufacturer. Like I export to UAE market and all. I supply for the pump industry, all accessory industries. And I'm looking forward for future sections. We had an amazing time with all the people, and I'm looking forward for joining more sections and participate.
Okay, thank you, Junaid. I
Thank you
look
for your
forward
time.
to joining the club as a member.
Sure.
I'll talk to you offline.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then Umesh, my dear friend Umesh.
Yes.
How was your experience today? I know you joined in half the way.
Yeah. I was right on time when your speech section was about to start. Please bear with me. I'm not turning on my video because of network issue.
No problem.
It was a wonderful experience, and the way you conducted the panel discussion, that was one of the takeaway for me. And I will also think of that at level 5, if I'm planning to have a panel discussion, then I will also think of to have a variety of panelists and those from different areas. I have already decided few topics in my mind, and I already posted you that I wanted to have a quick discussion on that.
We will.
Yeah. And overall, the meeting is, it's my pleasure to attend. It's Sunday evening, and I have ample of time to. The point I like, every time there's a table topic section, there is always a variety. It's not like, typical Toastmaster table topic session. Last time, last to last meeting, it was like one-on-one, 5 teams, then sorting out and who is the winner. Today, it was a debate. And earlier it was a photo and it was interesting. Means it gives audience, you have that knack. Kalpana, congratulations on that. Being a president as well as today's table topic master, because that is a knack to attract your guest as well as keep the interest of your audience in the meeting. And apart from this, a special thanks, and which I noticed, Toastmaster Anto. What a wonderful evaluation. I was just noting down the points, how if I would be the evaluator, because I have a habit. Whenever I heard the speech, I evaluate myself, whatever made you speech, but I was not finding suggestion point with the example recommendation, and you did a great job at that point. So I liked your evaluation as well.
Thank you.
So special, I wanted to mention, but I was on mute. I thought the meeting is already running late, so not to. Now it's unofficially unofficial time, so I can take your time. I know everyone is hungry.
I'll tell you something. Rome was not built on one day. When I was in my first pathway, I was doing a panel discussion, and then the people were just agreeing to whatever I said. So what my mentor did, he sent a message to everybody and fueled up, and they started questioning me and they started dragging me, and it turned into a debate, 1 against 5 members, and we were literally fighting.
Yes, that was in the Quest actually, and
Quest
those were
Toastmaster.
in-person meetings
In-person meetings.
where we literally felt as if Now, next thing is all of them are going to ban Raghu for not agreeing to their point.
It was Jan 2020. I still remember that, and it was like just a fight, and everybody was shouting at their peak. It was fun. I mean,
But this is the advantage of this online meeting. Like everyone has to be decent on the screen at least.
No, but I think it really helped me. And pathways, I did see someone asking a question. Why do you have to give an icebreaker every time? Why do you have to repeat the projects? But that repetition has helped me at least. I see how I gave my first icebreaker and then how I gave my icebreaker in the second part. Different parts. It's a different. How do I want to show myself? And then I love the way that when I keep repeating my speeches in different clubs and different countries, that gives a different perspective of evaluation. That helps me improve where I can internationalize and neutralize my speeches just for international trade. That helps actually. It is something has helped me, and I keep suggesting all my mentors, mentees, and everybody.
Yes, Raghu, I would like to take this opportunity. Means, as you know, I'm a part of Marathi Toastmaster. It's a regional language, and I decided to complete my whole path in my regional language, and that will be a key and difficulty level for me. Though I'm from Pune, but taking this all like panel discussion and everything in the Toastmaster format, but in regional language. That's why I'm took that challenge. And definitely, I would like to give one of my speech in your club in English in coming days. Whenever there is a slot free, do let me know in month of September, or maybe if it is allowed to other members from.
Sure. Really accommodate. August 3rd week or September 1st week, I can accommodate.
Okay.
We allow everyone as long as they are Toastmasters.
Okay. And I will take just 2 minutes. It was a very interesting to know. I was knowing Raghu since more than 8 months, but I never had a word with him face to face or like. So I may text him, Raghu, can you please at least we can have a call. And whenever I have a crunch or a situation where in meeting someone is back out, or in even contest, I was last day of moment, and Sa was due to some personal emergencies has give up. Raghu has messaged me that yes, I will support. That support, for that, Raghu, I salute you. Whatever means, you at least try your 100% to support each other, and that is the one of the beauty of this online meeting. Which if it is a physical meeting, it's not possible because there are some limitations in the physical meeting. And once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you again and keep supporting not only me. You are already supporting many Toastmasters, not only from the District 98, but up all over the world. So keep shining like it. And like you shine, make us shine with you.
Thank you. I love your last words. Thank you. So I think
yes.
Sure.
Toastmaster Umesh, मला मराठी खूप आवडते आणि मी मराठी शिकते आहे. Can you put me in some of your guest group? I had no idea that there is a Toastmaster group for Marathi also.
Yes. I will be more happy to have you, Vaishnavi, because I've seen your role as well. Can you just text me, Raghu? Is it possible for you?
I'll give her number.
Yeah, I will send you the group link or number, and I will add you into guest book. And usually we meet Saturday evening 7 to 8:30.
Sure.
So you can join as a guest, no issues.
Okay.
And it will be my pleasure.
Yes, Vaishnavi, you can contact Nivedita madam. She is also a member of some other Marathi clubs.
No.
She's part of the same club.
Nivedita.
Same club? Okay.
Yes.
Same club.
Nivedita is from my club only, and she is president currently.
Yeah,
this
actually,
she is president.
she was there with us in Hyderabad Toastmasters. But recently, she told me that she has joined some Marathi club as well.
Right.
Yes. I made her to join because she is also fabulous in English, and in Marathi, I don't know. Like impromptu speech, she gives impromptu poems. Means you just give a topic, you can try. At least in Marathi, whatever topic you give, within 10 seconds or 10 minutes, the poem will be there, appropriate to that topic. That is what I notice. I usually, whenever I meet people, I try to observe a good thing from everyone, and I make a note of those things. So DTM Jia, I would like to also interact with you in coming days. But as I mentioned, I know Kalpana and Raghu, but I would like to get in touch with many Toastmasters all over the world like Raghu. And Vaishnavi, you can connect with me. I will add you in that group. No issue.
Sure, I'll send the
Thank you.
contact.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Anto is there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Anto, sorry, I took this opportunity. Since last 3 weeks, I wanted to appreciate your efforts. The precise way you are evaluating. Means every meeting I'm noticing this, and I'm learning from you, so that at least this time I will make my evaluation contest to district level. So
He's a champion.
I appreciate the compliment.
He's a past champion of TTN evaluation from district 121.
Great.
I won't call myself a champion, but I've made some attempts and some wins, but I'm learning from everybody.
Yes, and that reflects that the way you took the approach for every evaluation. And last but not the least, TMoD Abdul, it was a wonderful description of your theme, and already everyone has spoke about that. So I got the idea that how TMoD can make a topic interesting, though there was a special panel discussion, but attention was to your topic. That was learning from you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Okay, I think.
Thank you. Chalo.
Before Vaishnavi gets kicked off from the meeting, let us all leave. Thank
you. Others also are going to get kicked out, so I think I should also leave.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Yes,
Good night. Good night. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye. Bye.